Hey everyone, welcome back to Brindlewood Bay. This is episode 11 and the second half of our fifth mystery, A Night at the Whaling Museum. I'm Elizabeth, I'll be the keeper for tonight's mystery, and I am joined by three of our cast members. I guess we can take turns saying hi. Should we just go down the table? You want to start, Chris?
Sure. Hi, I'm Chris Bowen. I am one of the OTG team members, and I will be playing Rosa de los Angeles, who is a very proper Latina woman in her 70s, but maybe. Hard to tell. She looks somewhat younger. And I had a revelation thanks to some Everclear rags and what was the last thing?
Matches.
Matches that Nellie brought last time about what Rosa did before she retired to Brindlewood Bay.
In whatever the old country was.
Yeah. Well, I have some thoughts about that now too. Anyway, that's me.
Hi everyone, I'm Sean. I am also part of the OTG team, and I am playing Nellie Blanchard Fortescue, a complicated individual who has a deep love of naval history and provenance.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Gustavo. I'm part of the OTG team, and I am playing Mercedes Walters. Mercedes loves astrology and spiritualism and the tarot and all that sort of stuff.
And the tarot deck.
And looking good. So Mercedes capes.
Yeah, Mercedes loves a cape.
I can't collect pieces of ghost ships and not care about provenance.
Valid.
That's fair.
Yeah, we did talk a lot about scrimshaw provenance last time.
Just like we can't have these people. It's just unethical. Anyway.
I think we should all take a moment for Sean's shirt too.
Oh yes, we now have access to a screen printer at our university.
We love
So
merch around here.
I made this bespoke shirt based on a beautiful quote from the adventure. What was the name of the adventure? Lies and Dolls.
Lies and Dolls.
Lies and dolls.
It's limited edition, and you can't have one.
Yeah, it's limited edition to this one.
And that there is one.
Yeah, it says
It says blood made of old memories and flesh made of dolls.
And there's a creepy little rag doll and the OTG logo because who doesn't
They
love a
go
brand
hand in
identity?
hand.
Because it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
That too.
you can tell we're already on one. It's gonna be a fun, fun night.
Have we ever not been on one?
No, actually, I really appreciate that about y'all. I don't have to do a whole lot. I mostly just get out of your way and let you invent your own horrors and natural
You
consequences.
just hold up the fool.
I did. I just cut the deck, and the fool came up. So.
Oh, well.
There you go.
Wait, didn't it come up last time too? in
Two
Lies
times
and-
ago. Let's see. No, just the two of.
I mean, the
Yes.
eyes on cards is a
2 stars, I believe.
Oh, okay.
callback to something we
Repetitive,
encountered in our
yeah.
very first adventure, which was a deck of cards covered in eyes. So
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, the mystery deepens, plot
Goodness
thickens.
gracious.
Yeah, who wants to do a little bit? It can just be a quick summary of where we left off.
I can do that. So we began the last session really significantly prior to the mystery itself, because our dear Mercedes had been arrested under suspicion of a very old crime. I don't know what the statute of limitations is on that, but
No, there wasn't one.
Well,
um,
it in part because if he's still alive and the crime's still happening, you know.
that's fair.
But it was really technically the charge so far is just
obstruction. of justice.
obstruction. Yeah.
Yeah, which doesn't bode well for the rest of us. But in a complicated set of events surrounding the disappearance of a young boy in the 1960s, that largely has to do with a pamphlet for a fake Mercedes museum designed by our dear friend Rosa Lee. And we spent some time in which Ruby Lee, sorry, in which Rosa
Yeah.
was confronting our dear friend, the sheriff, who has a very questionable connection to said events in the 60s, and our friend we hate slightly less, the assistant district attorney, posted bail for Mercedes, while Nellie spent some time doing some contacting her own lawyer, doing some background research on the events, and preparing for the worst case scenario in which we had to violently bust our friend out of prison.
Yep.
Though we should have known the whole time that she would have been living her best life, convincing the guards to bring her coffee from a coffee shop, not terribly close to the
Down
jail.
on the wharf somewhere.
Yeah.
This town isn't huge.
No. We ran into Eudora. Is that?
Eudora Coffin.
Goes by Dory.
Dory.
Fuck her.
Rosa's
Rosa's
Rosa's nemesis slash ex-boyfriend, and my and Nellie's perpetual thorn in their shoe on the board of the Brindlewood Whaling Museum, which was having a fundraiser that night. We attended the fundraiser, heard a little bit about the exhibits, and Rosa went to meet Dr. Burko,
Mm-hmm.
the wildly overqualified museum historian
Mm-hmm.
and curator.
Aren't we
While
all?
Mercedes and Nellie went to look at the somewhat embarrassing Scrimshaw collection, only to find the corpse of the local kind of a jerk. No, sorry, not
The
the
graduate
person,
student.
The graduate student,
Edgar Nickerson.
Edgar Nickerson, with a large harpoon in their side that we're not entirely sure where it came from, as it doesn't seem to have been removed from the large harpoon exhibit in the main foyer, but it is perhaps from the collection. And because of the time we spent breaking Mercedes out of, well, getting Mercedes out of jail, that was more or less where we had sort of cordoned the area off. The police, we had the policeman who was on security duty call it in, and a new fancy plainclothes detective showed up,
Sam Cooper.
Sam Cooper, at which point Rosa, being Rosa, plucked the phone out of their hand, told the sheriff to shove it in not those words, and here we are. Did I miss anything critical?
I bought a lot of raffle tickets.
Bought a lot of raffle tickets with the specific aim of embarrassing the stupid little sheriff.
What was the name you put on them?
Swineman. What's his last?
Was it just Swineman Dalrymple?
Yes,
Swineman
Swineman Dalrymple. Because I also have an arch nemesis now.
We have an
Oh, yeah.
now, dude.
Well, I just like putting him in his place.
Well, and I love that at this point, Rosa's still seething.
Uh-huh.
Mercedes is
Under investigation.
under investigation, but also
Caged and hunted.
caged and hunted
right.
from the
Caged
dream,
and
which is the second void clue I put up there. I realized we never actually put Mercedes' nightmare with the harpoon and the whale that caused that condition up there. So yeah, you've got the two void clues. The sketch of a whale consuming a sailor. The whale had a human eye. That was also what Sam Cooper was kind of staring at distractedly when Rosa noticed that. And then you've got 5 clues right now. This is a mystery with a complexity of 7, so that means technically at any point today you can do the theorize move. Your 5 clues. One is a peephole drilled in a quiet corner of the museum lobby.
Gross.
There is an indent in the carpet a few feet from the body. You also had found an empty envelope marked urgent from the National Museum Commission. It had been mailed to Nellie, right?
And had been opened
Mhm.
and was empty.
A pocket knife with the engraving "Don't Give Up" was found in the Scrimshaw exhibit where the body was. And the Encyclopedia of Tattoos with 2 dog-eared pages was actually found by Rosa on the way.
And
Yeah.
We have not investigated what those pages are.
No, we have not.
I will say also, the real bane of many of our existence in this whaling museum is a small. It was in poor taste, naturally, but that's maybe the nicest thing we can say about it. It is a small exhibit that has to do with a particular event that happened in Brindlewood Bay during the Second World War, and an
Yes.
uncomfortable amount of Nazi paraphernalia.
Oops.
Oops.
¿Qué tiene eso?
All Nazis.
No lo necesita.
Oops, one Nazi. There was only one survivor from that was taken into federal custody.
Oops, one Nazi. Oops, one. The producers too. Oops, one Nazi.
Sorry.
Anyway,
They just snuck in here.
It just happened.
yeah.
It's like that, those fun facts of like how you're never more than like 6 feet from a spider. Like you're never more than 10 feet from a Nazi. Brindlewood Bay. It's always the same one though.
It's Eudora.
I'm kind of tempted to let y'all just dive in. I know we normally do little intro scenes, but you're already getting into character, so what do you think?
I mean, I do a little intro scene.
Cool, go for it.
I always think those are fun.
Yeah, let's just go down the line.
I think, let's see, Rosa. I think this is maybe like a kind of a cut from, earlier that night. Rosa kind of walking around. I mean, maybe after she went and talked to Dr. Burko, she decides to do a little lap of the museum. And she goes into the whale room, where there's a big whale skeleton. She's the only one in there kind of looking around. And, there's just a kind of, she's looking around and perusing exhibits, and then someone calls to her from, back in the main lobby. And so she goes out. And for a moment, every single bone on the whale skeleton drips with seawater. And then Rosa only hears a single drop and turns around briefly, but everything is as she had previously seen it. So that's the end of her scene.
Sure. Mercedes Walters is in her red cape with, I think, wildly almost Elizabethan lace collar.
Not quite a ruff.
Not
Yeah.
quite a ruff,
Rough
but
adjacent.
not a ruff
Rough
either.
passing.
Right.
But certainly not smooth.
And is examining this
Chris
is
got
earlier
there.
in the evening before the murder happened. Is examining all of the harpoons and thinking about the whale of her dream. And she reaches out and touches the edge of the harpoon and runs her finger down it, and a little bead of blood collects and runs down her hand, and she just kind of puts her finger in her mouth and sucks up away the blood and says, "I'll see you soon."
Which is especially remarkable because I believe we did establish that the harpoons are in a glass case.
Yes.
So for some reason, for a moment, they were not.
Oh, I'm sure you could have gotten it open. Honestly, if you had asked, or if you were even looking at the harpoons, I think George Miller would have helped you get it open.
Good to know. George.
George is handy with locks, I guess.
I mean, whatever we can do to make fewer Georges.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So, yeah.
Nope. Good.
So, this is a space Nellie is intimately familiar with. Has spent a lot of time here. To take a breath away from the crowds and Eudora and George Miller in particular, Nellie goes to the one place she knows no one's gonna go because it's boring as heck, which is the screening room. Playing a brief history of the museum, a history of the Brindlewood Bay.
Yeah.
Was there?
It also has a documentary about industrial whaling.
And a documentary about industrial whaling.
Just to make it darker.
And as she's taking a moment just to try to be less annoyed, from in the sort of dark room with only the light from the projector and the screen, the crew of a industrial whaling ship that are being filmed maybe a recreation, something. It looks a little bit too new to be archival footage, but they do all pause briefly and look directly towards the camera. And then one of them, no, then in unison, they all say, "Hello, Nelly.
Mhm.
The water is cold and dark, and there are many things below that wait for us, for you." Nelly blinks, and suddenly they're just back, singing a little ditty, a little shanty. And Nelly says, "Ah, I really wish they'd cut that part," and leaves the room to grab a glass of champagne.
Amazing. Y'all, cheese is here.
Yay!
Hey. Just
Oh,
quick
yay!
check.
Jesus Christ.
This
Sorry,
is,
we're all haunted.
this is brilliant.
Cheese is here, and of course, I made sure that there was plenty of cheese in the canapes as well.
Can you, all of you, make me? We're just going off script. Can all of you make me? I think there's one. A meddling move, but with sensitivity, because you're all playing with this darker part of.
It begins.
10 for me.
4.
7.
Okay.
What happens if I fail? Nothing.
Oh, it's all bad.
Is 7 good or bad?
7 is
Seven
medium.
is-
No, you. It's
barely
just
not
the,
bad.
you don't notice anything. I think.
Yeah, no, it's
I can react and make things dark, but this I'm adding.
I'm
Y'all
happy
weren't
to
even
fail.
y'all weren't even asking to investigate anything, so this is me feeling something out. An order of operations. I think when you leave the screening room, you kind of look for where your friends are. You see Rosa in the whale room, which is the one where there's the big skeleton. It's the skeleton of a sperm whale, and it hasn't entirely been bleached to, a high
gross.
museum quality yet.
Oh, darling,
Hanging
it is damp.
suspended from the ceiling. How do you feel when you just like look at it? Because your friend's underneath it, so it's also going to give you some of that perspective. But like having come out of the screening room and had that experience.
In some ways, mixed. It really represents everything, both good and both interesting and good about, and let's say like complicated and interesting about the history of Brindlewood in this museum, but also it is not well kept.
Mm-hmm.
It is old. It is it has not been treated with the respect that a creature like that would have deserved, even without taking into account the displaying of its remains in a museum. So there's also this just like sigh, this like touch of disappointment in the amount of work that Nelly feels she has to do to try to make this museum into something that the people of Brindlewood can be proud of, and not just a relic, not just another product of their past that they sort of vaguely think about,
Mm-hmm.
but don't really want to put any care or attention into. It is also, I will say this just because I understand who we are and where we are and what we're doing. The one thing that they do attend to, it is a large skeleton hanging above a place where people walk. So at least she is certain that it is checked every week for safety.
Yeah. So you're having this moment that's filled with empathy. Is it a little bit of like regret, a little bit of guilt for like you're only able to go so far with like where you're trying to bring the museum to, or
It's less that, I mean, Nelly hasn't lived here that long.
that's true.
So it's a little bit of, it's empathy. It's in some ways like represents everything that she feels about Brindlewood Bay itself. It's like there's this town with this kind of whole sets of wonderful people. People also just keep getting murdered, and there's all sorts of weird. It has this like really complicated and weird history that the town seems torn on wanting to celebrate the good parts of it without wanting to engage in the bad, and there is a possibility here of like really like the whole town and the community kind of reflecting on who they are in ways that doesn't have to exclude those things, but can actually like attend to them and deal with them ethically, and all of that
Yeah.
wrapped up in this museum, and the fights about provenance, and the fact that this skeleton is also not being properly cared for, and that
Yeah.
all of that weight's being put on one poor contingent academic.
And a Gabriel.
Yeah, no,
what?
but I mean, there is this sort of emotional connection, I think, that you're having, right? That you're describing here with that skeleton. And as your mind starts worrying, but also as your heart stirs a little bit with the complexity of all of this, because it sounds like the way you describe this character, those two are intertwined in a very particular way. That resonance between Nellie's mind and heart, it's like it generates enough energy that a third thing begins to stir. And that's the bones of this whale skeleton. They start to knock together a little bit. It starts to twist, and then it goes limp, settling into a new position. The problem is pretty quickly your brain starts feeling a little bit foggy. And Rosa was right underneath that thing and didn't seem to react at all to this. So maybe it was always in this position. But you check it a lot. You really thought it had been the other way. So this is an extra void clue. I'm just going to call it the whale stirs for brevity's sake.
Yeah, brevity. That's the only reason.
Do you have another suggestion?
Occult eldritch horror?
Oh, but that's all of them.
Or
Well-
like none of us here don't think that you came up with that phrase first and then retroactively came to
Genuinely did not.
fair enough.
As we were doing the recap earlier, I just wrote down some random things that were just popping to the surface of my mind. Human sacrifice, cult, arrow to nightmare of blood-soaked harpoon, another arrow to from deep reaver, ? Summoning the midwives? No, they're doing the summoning, but what are they summoning?
The fragrant void, apparently.
I'm pretty sure that was bingo, Atlas.
Nellie will.
We've been joking of things that, yeah, pretty sure that was bingo. Would you like to put this? I don't know if you want to put it on this side or by the whale.
Yeah, I'm kind of like,
The whale room's down
Yeah,
here,
put it
but
down
you
there.
kind of do wherever you want.
yeah, I'm kind of putting all the void clues off to
Yeah.
one side.
Nellie will, though. There's sort of three thoughts that are vying
Oh,
for
Atlas,
dominance.
if it's ready, you can.
Three thoughts that are vying for dominance in Nellie's mind right now. One is that sort of, has it always been like this? Is this just some more Brindlewood nonsense?
Mhm.
The third is it doesn't really matter if it has moved, then it is not safe to be standing on her anymore, and will not run, but sort of walk with determination towards Rosa and just say, Rosa, dear, you know how shit's real weird here.
Yes.
I think I saw this whale skeleton move just briefly, and I don't think we should be standing right on it.
Bueno, yeah. That's,
Did you hear that?
you know what? Let's go to the other room.
I guess it was nothing.
I think it's just as well to get out of this room. Although that means we're getting closer to Eudora.
The whale song calls to Mercedes.
Yes.
Mercedes is going to enter the room with
As you pass us, I will say, I have concerns about the safety of the skeleton. Please at least don't stand. I think I
Gracias,
just
Nelly.
saw it.
Gracias, Nelly. I think Mercedes is going to enter the room
We're gonna stop.
and go into kind of a ritual mode. Sort of dust herself off, and she has a glass of a cocktail of some kind, It's strong, and so she's going to light it on fire.
Really strong.
It's very strong. I don't know
Oh, right.
Just some of your Everclear.
I did give you a bottle
yeah,
of
I have.
Everclear earlier. Yeah.
I dropped a little bit of Everclear float on top of my champagne, and and I have lit it on fire, and I'm kind of ever so gently dipping my finger in it, and my finger's on a little bit of flame, and I blow it out, and then I say, shh. As I'm walking around the room, I'm trying to quiet the whale. I say, no matter how deep we swim and how far we go, we must always come up for air, and that's where they wait for us. But you have earned your rest then. I'm just kind of repeating this mantra as I walk around the room, and finally, with my finger aflame, I'm back near the door with my two friends, and I blow out the finger and walk out of the room. Hopefully, it did something.
Okay.
No te preocupes.
I think
I really have to learn Spanish.
when you get back to where your friends are, George Miller is behind them, eyes wide, just like completely focused on you. And then holds out a handkerchief towards you. Since you've cut this finger and set it on fire and whatever. That's all he's got.
Gracias, Jorge. And I pat him on the shoulder, and I'll gently take the handkerchief. My finger's fine.
Yeah, and then
this is like that old
cauterize it. It's fine.
well, it's that old trick of like the because the alcohol burns so fast, it doesn't really burn.
You did also cut it on the heart.
Yes.
But also,
So it's sterilized now too.
he doesn't, I think it's important he doesn't know that. This handkerchief has also definitely seen better days.
So it's no longer sterile.
Yeah. Mercedes takes it in the spirit in which
Yeah,
it's given,
yeah.
and is honestly grateful. This is a chivalrous thing that George has done, and she is grateful.
So I have a housekeeping question. Is this happening before the murder? Are we in a kind of like flashback moment right now? Or is this
Because that
just...
was our like vignettes were before
Yeah.
the murder.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. And back to the action.
So at this point, you two are in the scrimshaw. So now that we jump,
Yeah.
to where the murder was.
Was there anything else you wanted to do there, Chris? Or
No.
you just-
No, I think that's a note to
okay,
end on.
great.
Is Rosa in front of the scrimshaw?
Yeah, Rosa was kind of
Krista?
just like by the door, trying to kind of be in the way if more people wanted to get in there, so her friends could, have a look at the crime scene before the fucking sheriff shows up and ruins everything.
And Mercedes and Nelly are still in the scrimshaw exhibit.
Yeah, Mercedes was right up at the exhibit because you found the lighter.
Yeah.
Or the pocket knife.
Wait,
It was,
Who-
yeah, it was
who
the
found
pocket
the
knife.
knife?
It was the
Sorry?
pocket knife. The
Yeah, I
lighter
thought you
was from
did.
earlier.
Yeah, I thought you found the pocket knife
Yeah, you found the pocket
in
knife.
front
It
of the
was
scrimshaw thing where the body
okay.
was.
yeah.
Because we were trying to figure out how they were stabbed.
Yes, that's right.
So you
We're
looked
sort
over
of
where
figuring
they
out
were
how
when
the
they
body
fell, yeah.
was with the.
So yeah, in addition to the scrimshaw exhibit, there's a screening room, the whale room, the gift shop, the staff area, which y'all have visited,
yeah,
and the museum lobby you've spent time in.
yeah. So Sam Cooper's here now. And she is the...
She is plainclothes officer.
That's right, yeah. She's
Another one of the deputies.
Right.
You had kind of pieced together it was probably her day off, and
Right.
she also, you had interacted with her towards the end of the last session and clocked that she was getting distracted by something over your shoulder, and that was
Right.
the sketch. Yeah.
Yeah,
the charcoal.
I, the player, really just want to pin it on Eudora, but...
How about y'all have
we
like
need
twisted
some
the
more
game to this?
Because she was in the
Should
lobby
we go over the
earlier.
suspects again? So you've got
yeah.
George Pollard is the museum owner with his comb over and rental tux. He also seemed most concerned once he realized what was going down on like the mess this was
floors.
making on the floors, so he had run off to get a mop. So
Right.
around now he's probably going to come back because those floors are reclaimed wood from the hull of the Deep Reaver in the
Right.
Scrimshaw exhibit.
Right.
You
Floors
have
that are
Sam.
designed
And
to have whale guts and blood on them.
Cured in blood.
So Sam Cooper, the deputy you've
a fool,
mentioned,
man.
Dr. Catherine Burko, the curator,
Mm-hmm.
who's kind of hiding from the crowd, listening to music in the staff area.
That's a pretty solid alibi.
Cornelius Absalom is a philanthropist that y'all did meet in the Dead Man's Hand adventure. He is a graduate of Morehouse College and worked in finance law, but is now retired, focused on philanthropy, helping young people go to college, supporting charities, that sort of thing. This isn't necessarily his favorite organization, but he does support it and would probably know Nellie from that context. The cousin of Edgar, our victim, who was a student and all of that, is Audrey Nickerson. Seems to be in shock at the end of the episode, had just figured out what was happening. So that's going to be a bit of a kerfuffle here.
Yeah.
However, Brett Anderson had been tied up because by trying to keep this other disturbance managed. Chris Shada is the ex-boyfriend of Edgar, who was arguing with police at the door and causing some trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I think because you know Lee, and Lee is also here, Lee had filled you in on the fact that this was kind of a tumultuous relationship. It's weird that he's here because the idea of like the Whaling Museum and this obsession that Edgar had was not good for their relationship. Yeah. And I think they've been broken up for like a year, something like that. Yeah, it's been quite a while.
I love that there's a whole spin-off series of like the graduate students of Brindlewood Bay.
And also like where are they coming from?
Yeah.
There's
like,
only a community college in town, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of Professor Schwartz, who teaches at Brindlewood Bay Community College in the Maritime History Department, which is surprisingly renowned. And those are kind of your newer faces. You also have Mariah Prescott and Eudora Coffin here. Some of the, I know you're the murder mystery mavens, but they would be mavens of Brindlewood Bay. You got to know them.
They wish.
You got to know them at the Dead Man's Hand
the biddies who
game
brunch,
too.
perhaps.
In their
Brett Anderson, the deputy. You know, I think that's everybody.
Okay. In that case, if Audrey...
and George Miller, but I mean, he needs no introduction at this point.
Well, so you've already all kind of looked over things, right?
A preliminary examination of the scene has occurred by us. I mean, I don't think the cops have been in here.
Well, we all know that they're very bad at their jobs.
Not very complicated. Brett is a sweet boy. He's, he brought me cafecito.
That is good, but the rest of them are...
He didn't really know what he was getting into.
Yes.
He's had time to figure it out.
I'm going to go
Extraordinary.
talk to Audrey. So yeah, I'm going to go over and, or Rosa's going to go over and talk to Audrey and kind of just say, my dear, how are you doing?
How am I doing? My cousin is dead. What happened? Why won't you let me pass? Like I'm just, it's kind of like trying to get past you. Because if you're moving towards her, she's like, trying to get in there to the body, which,
I'll say, you can go in. I mean, I don't know if the police are going to like that, but.
Is it? She kind of she takes a few steps towards and then pauses and is like, is it bad?
I don't know that it's something you want to see. It is. There is a lot of blood. My dear, why don't you come with me? Let's go sit down.
Just kind of lets herself be led, a little bit of shock here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go lead her over to the lobby, or kind of central area, and just put her down on a bench and just kind of sit there and kind of just pat her hand. I don't think I'm gonna say anything for the moment. I'm just gonna think about like how I want to approach this because I'm curious. I want to know more about. Actually, maybe I'm just gonna see if she starts talking.
Why don't you give me like a meddling move with composure then?
Okay.
Although we did talk about this might be disadvantage because you're still fighting your family seething. That doesn't mean it won't go well. It just means you roll 3, you take the lower 2, but
You know how I roll.
yeah, but it might not matter if you roll 2 or 3 then.
That's true.
You already flipped me the bird once this episode. I can say whatever I want.
It's still an 8.
Hey!
You okay, bud?
8 is not bad. Oh no, I made a really bad pun. It was not good. 8 is not bad. After a moment, she goes, whales were always our favorite thing.
I'm so sorry, my dear.
Am I going to be able to listen to whale song again? Or go to the beach?
In time, perhaps? It is possible that, well, it is a way of your cousin liked those things.
We spent all of our time together. All summer, every summer, on the beach, in the sand. We'd pick out seashells. And we'd just sit there and listen to the whales. All the grown-ups said that they couldn't hear them, but we listened, so we could,
Whale song is very beautiful. I heard some recently. And it is the kind of thing that, well, it is a positive memory of your cousin. That could be something to hold on to.
It's so sad, though.
It is. And it will take time.
No, I mean the whales, like their song. It's always so sad, and I don't think I
Is it
really
sad?
understood it,
Well,
till now.
who can say who understands it? But is there? Why did you all come to Brindlewood? Was it our whales?
Oh, we're not from, too far away or anything like that, and Edgar really wanted to study here.
It is a place with a lot of whaling history. And she kind of gestures around.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising, honestly. I mean, our family goes way back here. We kind of moved away, but the fact that Edgar could do graduate work at #1 a community college, that feels a little confusing. But you know Professor Schwartz, he's a big deal.
Yes, I've heard of him. Educational institutions, they're all idiosyncratic in their own ways.
It's kind of weird though, because she leans over into her bag and she pulls out a huge stack of paper, like big.
Like printer ream of paper.
And she goes, I didn't even have a chance to give this to him.
What is it?
Oh, someone left a copy of his, like a printed out copy of his thesis at the place that we're renting. But it's weird because there's all these revisions and I don't recognize the handwriting. He didn't get a chance to go home. He came straight from the college to the event tonight.
I see. When did he... What was his thesis about?
I'm going to be honest with you. We look the same. But I can't keep up with him. What do I do with it, though?
I'll take a look at it. I used to be in education.
So she will give you his thesis with the final revisions in a different hand.
Okay. Yeah, first I'm just going to skim, see if there's an abstract.
Amazing. We're going to academic our way through this.
You put me in front of a thesis, I'm going to copy out of it. Well, okay. But I'm sure there's line editing I can do.
Yeah.
But did they do a good job?
Okay, here is your clue.
Edits are bad.
While you're doing that though, I'm going to see, what are you two up to?
I think it's time we vacate this room and perhaps let the police do their meddling. Nellie wants. I want to take a picture with my phone of the harpoon.
Okay.
And I'm going to go talk to Dr. Burko to see if she can shed some light on what part of the collection this harpoon came from and how someone might have gone home with it. That's my plan. Are you doing all right?
This place is full of death.
Well, Brindlewood, yes.
No, but this place specifically.
Well, yes, it's a museum to murder.
Well, yes, and now even more so. It's a little on the nose.
It is. I mean, truly.
They killed him with a harpoon.
Are you okay? You need to sit down. Do you need another drink?
You know what? I'm going to see if I can lend Brett a hand.
I don't think Brett's the one in charge here.
I don't think so either. So,
well, naturally, that's us, but
you go look into the harpoon. I'm going to see what the police can find out about anything. So I'm just
find
gonna.
their ass with both hands. But I wish you luck.
Te iba a decir nada.
Okay.
So yeah, I think I'm going to sort of hover around Cooper and Brett, sort of see if they turn
might
up
be
anything we haven't.
It might be worth hearing what ex-boyfriend there is talking about as well.
I'm kind of gonna group some.
Yeah, and if they're interviewing people, I think I'm gonna.
Yeah. So
I'm just kind of ghosting the cops.
with Rosa distracted, Brett and Sam
Ooh.
will kind of come into the room. Sam's just like, Brett, look, I know you're new, but you can handle this, okay? You got to get used to it. You shouldn't call me anytime something like this pops up. I mean, and he's like, Sam, someone was murdered, okay? Like, I am pretty new on the force. There's been a lot of these. I don't understand what's happening. I'm not from Brindlewood Bay. They're kind of bickering back and forth as they enter the exhibit. You earned a complication.
Oh, did I?
With that 8, because 7 to 9 is a
right.
hit with a complication.
Okay. Lay it on me.
You're going to, as you're sitting there, hear Mariah and Dory and George talking. And the thing that might, or the George Pollard talking, as he's like holding on to the mop. They're expressing their condolences and, oh, George, this was such a lovely event. I'm so sorry this happened. It's just, it can't be good for the town. It's not good for the museum. It's not good for anyone. That poor boy. Unfortunately, as you're piecing it together, you realize you had eyes on Dory and Mariah from the time Edgar was alive to the time Edgar was found dead.
Yeah.
And I feel like the most appropriate complication I can give you is to actually take them off the board as suspects without killing them.
I mean,
so are you suggesting that if we rolled higher, you would have killed them for us?
they would have been available as suspects
I mean,
and/or for us to kill.
I'm just saying.
There are always options. So again, this is a little weird and not by the book. But I think basically 2 of your people have an alibi.
Okay. Well, and I mean, for that matter, I think Catherine Burko has an alibi because I was talking to her for a while.
Yeah. I mean, a number of people do, right? George Pollard was on the door for most of that, for all of that time, I believe.
But yeah, I don't know why it feels like the most fitting thing is for me to take someone off the board without any harm to them, just because you wish them harm.
Yes, because I wanted to murder Eudora Coffin.
We'll get back to that. So yeah, no, the 2 young deputies come in and Brett locks eyes with you, Mercedes, and goes, "Oh, Miss Mercedes, you probably shouldn't be here in particular right now. I'm not going to tell the sheriff, but you might want to skedaddle before he gets here.
Brett, thank you. You're such a good boy. Don't worry about Wyman. We have an understanding.
And Nellie, as you say that, Nellie will just mutter, "Swine."
You clock a little smirk from Sam.
But this is not nearly as bad as it's comparable to the card game the other week. But
Or the doll music.
there was the whole doll thing as well, and the other one as well. It has been busy. It does feel like we are being hunted.
I don't know if it's wrong of me to have stereotyped this place, but I really thought I was in for a quieter job when I transferred here. Might need to reconsider going back to Boston. It is somehow less bloody there.
Can I just ask a quick, does Rosa hear that?
Where are you all having this conversation?
In the Scrimshaw exhibit.
Okay, so probably not.
Possibly
I mean,
because the lobby's
yeah.
kind of in the center.
Yeah, and like I would have just taken her off to it, and I'm probably just like paging through the thesis, and I don't go back to Boston, Brett. Not.
Rosa, he might have connections.
Maybe.
But Sam will definitely be like, ladies, it's very kind of you to have secured the crime scene here, but like we can take it from here. Maybe you'd like to go enjoy the refreshments out in the lobby. We've got it.
I played a medical examiner many years ago, so I have I know what I'm doing.
I'll tell Dr. Stern that.
Please
But,
do.
I mean, we pay him, so we need him to earn his
I don't know why.
wage. Honestly, I'm not sure I know why either. And Brett's like, Sam, come on. I mean, do either of you have a theory so far?
Sorry, Nellie's gone.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You know what? Why don't you take a look? And Nellie and I have been talking about a few things, and perhaps a reconstruction of the crime we could try in a little bit. But why don't you get there?
Are you going to stab someone with a harpoon? What do you mean by reconstruction?
Shh. Don't worry about that
Sam, I'm
now.
pretty sure that's
You
not
do
how that
your
works.
work, and we'll reconvene in a few minutes.
Brett, please put up the tape. And he'll just kind of escort you out and then put the tape, like some of that police tape in front of the
I'm helping Brett put the tape up.
He's like,
Let me hold that for you.
Miss Mercedes, I know you mean well, but yeah, sometimes you just got to get out of Sam's way.
I'll just be over here, right by the tape.
I mean, it's not
Didn't,
like she
didn't
had a
Mercedes
date
also
or
play
anything.
play a cop on a TV show?
Yeah, but I don't like to brag about it.
No, that's fair. Oh,
Wait, what?
I need to move this.
Oh, does he move up? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna hang back and observe. Maybe just on the wrong side of the tape line. I've helped him put up the tape. I'm inside the tape, but I'm staying close to the edge of the scene.
Oh, it's clearly Brett's fault. You're
Here's the
inside
funny
tape now.
thing. Okay, it is called A Night at the Whaling Museum. So that means anything that y'all do triggers the night move instead of the day move, if it's at all dangerous. And I feel like you're disobeying a cop when there's, when you're already in trouble.
It's not her fault. It's not her fault that Brett put up the tape with her inside.
But that said, like, it's, what's the worst that can happen?
Don't answer that.
We are rapidly getting into worse and worse possibilities, including having our souls banished to some sort of, I don't know, eldritch underworld where we're all going to be eaten by whales with 15 bajillion eyes.
You say that
We
like
are the whales with 15 bajillion eyes.
you say that like you've never had your soul banished before.
It's something that happens very often.
To you,
When? I'll say it.
What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah,
Oh no,
disobeying them.
Swineman's gonna get me.
Okay, so according to the night move, I get to then say, oh, it's actually a little bit worse than that.
Okay.
Which is that you're gonna get, you actually, Swineman is gonna get you,
Okay.
and you'll get pulled from the museum. I'm not making the stakes like super duper high, right? Like this isn't the riskiest thing you could do. I'm not
No,
like,
it's okay.
but I do technically have to say how it's worse than what you're afraid of. So I think it will be like he could get you tonight, and then your friends have to solve this without you. You get to choose whether you want to back down or go through with like being on the wrong side of the tape. If you go through with it, you're gonna roll. And I think it's gonna be like, to be clear, I think if you roll, this is more about your ability to not piss off the deputies, right? Like this isn't a physical thing. This is just, so I think all of your fabulous energy comes into play, right? Anything you have that would alter a roll specifically with presence.
I'm going to. Is it worth it to stay on this side of the tape? Is my real question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mercedes really hates to back down. And this is really just I think in the interest of pig-headedness, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. What are your Maven moves? Do they help here?
My Maven moves are Sonny Crockett and Dale Cooper and the tarot deck. I don't think the tarot deck has anything to do with it. The Sonny Crockett, I can sort of perhaps my fabulous cape is lending me extra presence.
Gets you extra boy clues.
Yeah, and I think like you have some, let's see, your conditions right now are not great.
I'm caged and haunted.
And you're already under investigation. And that feels like it has to be slightly relevant. So I think the Sonny Crockett would, instead of having disadvantage from your conditions, it'd just be a flat roll.
Mm.
And like everything else, it's, 7 to 9, you'd be able to do what you intend, hold steady, but there'll be some sort of cost.
Mm.
So you have to get a 6 or lower for the bad thing I said to happen.
I'm gonna back down.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say, Brett, you're so boring.
I'm a little surprised to say this, Miss Mercedes, but that kind of hurts. And he'll just pull back the tape gently to let you walk through.
Deep sigh, walks off. I'm gonna go find.
Oh no.
And so I'm gonna hang out here and see where the wind takes me. Let's keep an eye on my friends and see who's up to the most interesting stuff.
And where were you going again?
I want to go to talk to Dr. Burko to see where this harpoon came from.
Yeah, no, if you head back there, you were there the first time? No,
Rosa
was.
Yeah.
Okay, it will be kind of as Rosa described. It's nice and quiet, some classical music on the radio. When you and there's like a water cooler. When you come in though, she goes, George, I knew you couldn't handle a mop. And then looks up and goes, Oh, Nellie, it's so nice to see you.
Hello, darling. George didn't mention why he needed the mop, did he?
No, I was actually just surprised that he could handle a mop, and then realized maybe
he can't.
Yeah. He really obsesses over those floors. They can't be that fragile, can they?
They were designed to have whale blood and guts all over them. I don't know what his problem is. They're working floors. He's a strange man, but he loves fundraising.
Does love fundraising.
Is his passion.
I wonder if maybe we should all chip in and buy him his own tux, so he doesn't have to keep renting them.
I think that'd be a good idea. A rental tux suits nobody.
I wonder if he's been claiming it on his taxes.
I don't know that he does taxes.
White men get away with everything, don't they?
Now, is she standing up, sitting down?
She's just sitting down, kind of at her desk doing work.
I'm gonna pull a chair up and sit down next to her, say, Catherine, yeah. How long have you been in Brindlewood?
Oh, probably been a good 5-6 years now. I thought I'd move on by now.
Well, and I certainly hope that you do. You are, as we've talked about before, a great boon to this place, but you are far more accomplished and brilliant than a small space like this deserves. But the reason I ask is, well, you know what this town is like, and you know what the last few weeks have been like.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry to say that tonight is no different.
What happened?
The young Edgar is dead. He somehow, and part of the reason George was so insistent about the mop, though he doesn't really understand police procedure, was harpooned in the scrimshaw room.
Harpooned.
Indeed.
Edgar?
Indeed.
He was such a sweet boy. Pretty bright.
Was he? I hadn't had the pleasure. Tell me about him.
Oh, he again, I'm a little confused why someone would do a graduate program at Brindlewood Bay Community College.
Frankly, I'm confused.
All ragging on
Frankly, I'm
BBCC.
confused that how they have a graduate program.
Yeah, I honestly at one point wanted to take the boy aside and make sure he wasn't paying for it. But he was TAing, so I assume either way, he was really interested in doing a thesis on whaling and whaling cultures, but it was kind of a fascinating take, trying to understand how participating in the whaling industry may or may not have changed someone. It was very subtle, you're relying on diaries and things like that, not but also, are people more likely to have criminal records afterwards? Do they have a higher rate of domestic issues? That sort of thing. I mean, I was a little concerned for the boy because that's quite a task.
Certainly, especially this far historically removed.
And I don't think it was a terribly popular tack either.
I can imagine.
But he was determined.
That is an interesting set of questions, but it also, the way this town seems to valorize its whaling history, and generally doesn't like to look at the mess that is history. I can imagine it would have ruffled some feathers, especially with old Grumpy Pants, the professor over there.
Yeah, it definitely would have. I think he had hoped that Edgar was going to be his little protege, So to see him not just looking at things that most people wouldn't even want to consider, but trying methods that are not common in the fields.
Yeah, God forbid anyone think about the people involved in whaling, unlike the professor's work.
Exactly, and the potential cost that these things have, right? I think, you and I've talked about this before, how people seem to struggle with the difference between being a historian of something and being a fan of it.
Indeed.
Yeah.
We are still playing the game right now, yes?
Unclear.
Sorry.
TTRPGs are how we process trauma, Chris.
Yeah, that's true.
I must ask, and now I tried to take this photo so it would be as little gruesome as possible, but I came here partly because I figured no one else had thought to come tell you, but also because the harpoon was not one of the ones that's on display right now. So if anyone would know how someone, if it is from our collections, I figured you would know, and how someone might acquire it. There is only limited number of people, I would hope, that have access to the storage spaces.
That's true.
Would you be okay? Now, I will say, we did not remove the harpoon from young Edgar. Would you be okay if I showed you a photo of the harpoon?
Unfortunately, I've been a bit desensitized, so.
Indeed. So
Right
I'll
ahead.
show her the photo.
Yeah, she'll kind of probably put her glasses on, take a closer look. I'm trying to figure out what we're doing here in terms of a meddling move. Because in some sense, you're like asking someone else to do the investigating, but you're laying it out. I mean, do you think this is a presence thing in persuading her? Do you think it's intelligence just because, like...
I mean, I'm sort of just relying on her as the person, as the having the extra. Like,
Yeah.
I'm asking the librarian where the book is, but my heart wants to say composure because it's my highest stat. But
Yeah.
I think either reason would be a reasonable one. Oh, sorry.
So it goes.
And presence maybe as well, but
Yeah, I want to go with reason, and I'm going to
Yeah.
treat this as you're getting help with it.
Sure.
So as a take advantage on the roll.
Okay.
That feels right.
okay.
Nice.
12.
12. Ooh. Okay, 12 is an excellent hit because you're going to get a bonus clue.
Huzzah.
She takes a look at this. Oh. Maybe I'll just only lean into the darkness.
Welcome to August, friends.
No, okay, we'll do it this way. She takes a look at it and she says, "Oh, dear, this isn't actually a harpoon."
Hmm?
Well, if you look closely, and she'll kind of, if I may, to manipulate your phone, she'll kind of zoom in tighter, and she says, "Do you see here? That's a piece of scrimshaw at the end of it, deep in the wound." And then the kind of shaft of this harpoon, if you will, it's covered in, I know it's kind of subtle, but these tiny markings, it's not just damaged. I've seen these like little symbols before. And she pushes back her rolling chair, turns around, walks away from you very like quickly, focused, and starts digging through some boxes that are on kind of an exposed metal rack style shelf. Grabs one of these like banker's box style, comes back and shows you there are these batons and robes,
Damn it.
all crumpled and put together. And she says, "It's so odd that you say that. I was going through, some of the deeper parts of our collection, categorizing things, seeing what we can move into storage.
Nice word choice there.
This was labeled something about memories, which made no sense. And then on the other side, I could tell that the word like photo albums had been scratched off, and those are not, like, the box matches the storage things we use, but like that sounds like it would be in someone's home. So I couldn't find this box in any of our records, but yeah, you can have a look. And sure enough, the wood of these batons matches the wood of that shaft. The symbols, I think you have seen before.
Okay.
And on the robes, there's spots that it's embroidered. Midwives of the Fragrant Void. So,
What if they embroidered the robes with their like cult name?
Listen.
Like, I mean, we all love some like
We like
obviously
to
we love some landed
write
merch.
art.
But I mean, if you're an evil cult trying to summon horrors from the beyond, you're gonna embroider it.
Are you going to keep your stuff in a banker's box labeled keepsakes?
It's all a little on the nose, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, my guess is they were an amateur theater troupe. Again, who to be clear,
So this
amateur
is
theater troops are capable of great evil.
So clearly this is
What?
a clue as to this crime, right? This is not a void clue.
So it's a little combo action here for that 12. You are getting the scrimshaw in the bloodied scrimshaw in Edgar's wound as the clue, And then we're going to get the ritual robes and batons.
But it was like one long piece of wood, right? It wasn't several batons glued together.
Yep, it was, but it seems to kind of match.
So what it
Six
seems to
batons
be
and a
you're
trench coat.
saying is that someone jerry-rigged a spear out of scrimshaw and some kind of engraved stick in order to stab young Edgar.
Figure out what that scrimshaw is.
Are you gonna go get it, Rosa?
Probably just got.
I don't know.
It's probably
This
just
is
got.
getting less and
Probably
less.
just got a sexy.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I got a plan.
Hold on. Yeah, I think it's. So,
What?
Thank you, Catherine. I think I'm sure the police will be trying to interview everyone here, but both Rosa and I, of course, can attest to you having been in your office the entire time.
I appreciate that. I mean, I genuinely had no idea this whole commotion was
I
happening.
know that.
This was such a peaceful place. There's this one oasis in the cesspool that is nautical academia.
It is. It is odd. It sometimes feels like we have more corpses than living residents of this town recently. But
I mean, to be fair, life of a historian, right? But it's just a little more immediate than I would like.
Lots of dead people.
none of us are ever prepared for our historical research to become so immediately relevant.
Ain't that for
Mercedes
sure.
wanders by the open door and says, "In this monument to murder? Okay. Peaceful."
And peaceful like a graveyard.
I
Not all of us.
Wanders off.
Not all of us are constantly in contact with the spirits.
have I gleaned anything from reading this thesis, or am I asleep?
Give me meddling move with reason.
Oh hell yeah, 10.
Hey!
Awesome.
Clean hit.
I'm trying to decide between giving you something vague or filling in the details. How many clues are we at right now?
Bloody Scrimshaw, so 1. Those 2 there, on the bigger ones, 3. So empty envelope is 3, encyclopedia fat 2. So sorry, that's 3.
6,
People
7.
is 4.
Edgar's
Thesis
thesis.
5, 6, 7, 7. 7. 7.
Okay.
Can I just have 2 more maybe?
Yeah, so at this point, like any additional ones you get are just going to help you in your role.
Yeah.
So I think I kind of want to give it to you open-ended intentionally so y'all can craft it.
Okay.
You find a job application that is unread, but in this case, somewhere in the pages of this thesis, there's job application materials.
Okay.
And they're kind of the only pages that somebody hasn't scribbled all over.
Okay.
I do think, apart from that, although you're not in the room to hear Catherine describe it,
Yeah.
this is fundamentally what you find. It seems like Edgar had found a connection between an increase in marital issues, like suspected domestic violence, just like horrible things happening from sailors that had returned into the sea relative to people of their same generation who'd pursued other occupations in this whaling town. It's all kind of circumstantial, maybe too circumstantial for Rosa's case, because you're basically looking at a combination of court documents and records, memoirs, trying to track like how many children survive. But it is rare for marriages to dissolve quite as much as there seem to be.
Yeah, the argumentation needs work.
But this really does not necessarily paint Brindlewood Bay or its history in the most flattering light. It's not. Edgar had kind of come to the conclusion that yes, Brindlewood Bay is founded on the whaling industry, like this is the heart of it, and that there were times, which is something that Nellie may have known, that maybe it would not have made it as a town at all if not for the whaling industry. But there also seems to have been a cost. So here's my question for y'all. It is 9:15. Do you want a quick break? Or do you want to charge ahead?
Short.
So quick break, yeah. Like
Quick break.
5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, let's. Nellie will leave Catherine, walk out of the office, find the two of you, and say, "Well, shit."
Yep. And scene.
And scene. We'll see y'all in a couple minutes. Hey everybody, welcome back. So we have 8 clues. What are y'all thinking?
I don't know why.
Sounds like everyone's in the museum lobby right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for some reason, so I talked with Dr. Burko. She pointed out that indeed it was not a harpoon that killed poor Edgar, but a engraved long stick or staff of some kind with scrimshaw on the end. And I am very irritated to say that the engravings are something we've seen before. And indeed, she showed me a strange box that has we don't know how it came to be in this museum, but it was among the collections with, get this, you remember the midwives of the Fragrant Void?
Yes.
Apparently they like to fully embroider the name of their group on their robes, just in case anyone
Did
found
you take
them.
a picture?
Oh, come, I'll show you.
Okay.
To be clear, it is in that like mysterious script.
Oh.
It's not like
Okay.
It's not bedazzled on there in rhinestones.
I think
Oh, well, then,
Rosa
yeah.
just wanted to see how well it was done. If it's nice or not.
I think Mercedes
Oh yeah,
would be able to
Mercedes
tell
is
you.
very
it
interested
is.
in the
I mean,
craftsmanship.
it is very much like a high. Number one, these are old. These are very old.
Yeah.
Number two, definitely made by hand.
I have an
So
idea.
it's high level of craftsmanship, but there's some aging happening with them.
I'm gonna go to Catherine and say,
Yeah, we'll go in and I'll show them this stuff.
Catherine, could I borrow one of these? Just for a moment.
One of the robes.
No, one of the batons.
I kind of want to see where this is going. You do you, girl. And she's just gonna turn around and like, you know.
I mean, this is obviously not part of the collection, but something that was mixed in from a former
I don't need to
employee.
justify it.
Gracias.
It's not listed on the collection, so you know.
Bueno, perfecto. So she's gonna go over. She's gonna pick up a baton. She says, "Why don't you two come with me? You know him a little bit."
Indeed.
And I'm gonna go to the gift shop and I'm gonna find George Miller.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go up to him and say, George, how was your evening?
This you know, a lot of times I'm just working on the knots, you know. When the sun goes down, and then I just gotta wait for the sun to come back up to work on the knots again.
Yes.
This is a lot more fun.
Perhaps you have different definitions of fun. But George, darling,
Do you like waiting for the sun to come up?
I do like watching the sunrise, yes.
Your friend kind of looks like a sunrise.
Which one of them?
The one that glows.
Wearing the red.
The one that glows in the dark.
I think she might know things.
She does? No, maybe.
I think you might know things, George.
Exactly. George, I was wondering, can you read this? And I'm going to show him the symbols on the baton.
That's good. Thank you.
I'll take the baton. He'll turn like very seriously.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
taking a really close look. Kind of like we did before. Go ahead and give me like a meddling move with reason,
Okay.
just to kind of indicate. I guess it's kind of George doing the work, but
Can I get advantage on this one then? Because that's what we did last time.
can you get advantage from someone with dementia on a reason check?
We're all his friends and we're
And
nearby.
he has established he can read the symbols.
Go for it.
Okay,
Go
great.
for it.
Yay.
And I look like the sun.
It's
Yes, so the
distracting.
lighting in here is great.
Are you fucking kidding me? It's not that bad.
That's
it's
great.
It's a 9.
So complication.
9.
No
So you get a
worries.
little complication.
I thought you were Lisa.
I mean, 0's good. That's okay.
He's looking at it and thinking really, really hard.
Mm.
It's taking a weirdly, like an uncomfortable long time, just because like, come on, buddy, and there's nothing you can do, right?
Yeah.
Y'all are just sitting there.
I'll just be looking around the gift shop while this happens.
As you're looking around the gift shop, you notice there's a shelf that's empty, which is weird because not that many people buy things from the gift shop. So normally it's not that hard to kind of keep it stocked. The spot that's empty has a tag indicating that it's where they put letter openers. George
Genuine scrimshaw letter openers
George
or knockoffs?
turns around,
Mm.
very assembling his courage. I don't know what it says. And then you hear yelling from outside the gift shop, across the lobby. There seems to be a little kerfuffle right outside the scrimshaw exhibit. Deputy, which one of our deputies? I think this is Deputy Anderson, is holding on once again to Krish, the ex-boyfriend. She's like, no, look, it's late, and my I mean, a guy I know is dead. I just want to go home. I need a cup of tea. I need to just like scream into the void or something. You need to let me go. I could not have done this. Let me out, okay? Just like, why? Or do you just not like brown people? He says to the black deputy.
Is Eudora still here?
No, they've
Oh,
made
so
their.
point her out as saying she's pretty racist. George, why don't you just hang on to that? Actually, no. Maybe I should take it.
Thank you, George. Dear.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate you trying.
I think it used to be a tree.
Trees don't bark.
Does it bark now?
I listened, but there wasn't any barking.
That's important. Thank you.
Okay.
We should go.
Yeah.
Can I? Is anybody working in here at the moment?
The whole museum? No.
No, in the
I
gift
was
shop.
gonna say there definitely should be somebody.
Is Krish like causing a scene? Is that a clue?
It's not the clue. The letter opener.
Oh, the letter
Thing.
opener. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, that was the clue. I'm so sorry.
Really good.
And
So
then
it was empty shelf in the gift shop with a tag marking its former contents as a letter opener. So you could just say empty shelf.
Yeah, empty shelf, missing letter opener.
I will say nobody is there selling anything. And as you're kind of looking, Cornelius is in here just browsing a little bit. And he's like, Nellie, didn't we approve a budget line to hire some high school kid to work tonight?
Yes, we did.
Mr. Collard's so enthusiastic about fundraising, but we're losing money right here, I think.
Losing money everywhere, dear.
can I check the POS system? Not really the POS system, but you know how everyone does these things digitally now, and then there's receipt things just sitting there spinning its wheels, printing out receipts, and
Yeah.
nobody ever walks away with them or pulls them off or anything.
Yeah.
Can I see if there's a receipt for a letter opener just lying there?
Awesome. Awesome. Meddling move with reason. I feel like I should be asking about your computer competencies, but I feel like you've probably managed your own merch store at some point.
Oh, it's.
Oh,
never mind.
Oh.
okay, nothing. There's no receipts.
Don't roll like me. You don't want to do that.
What did you get?
I got 3.
Yeah, no, as you start going through that, Cornelius will come up and be like, ma'am, I don't think you work here.
I don't think you work here either, Courtney. It's good to
I
see
do
you. We had
not-
so much fun at the card game.
I do not want to dignify any of this. Is there a reason you're looking through the receipts?
I was just wondering if they had managed to sell anything tonight.
There's no one here to even.
Then why do you think there's a large gap in the shelves where we had just had them restock the letter openers?
And he'll kind of turn, take a look at it, and go, that seems significant.
Oh, they can learn.
But also, nobody was stabbed with a letter opener, right?
Yet.
So far.
Forget it, Jack. It's Brindlewood Bear.
Oh, I really was about to trigger the gold crown thing just because
Just
I
really-
had a reference. But it's fine.
I'm gonna leave Mercedes and Corny and best friend Corny there to go out with Rosa
Yeah.
to see this chaos.
Yeah, I think. Oh, whoops. Sorry, stream. I just kicked a camera.
Meddling move, kick the camera.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I guess I'm kind of semi-curious in what's happening with Krish, but I also at this point,
Feels like a red herring.
yeah, I think we should figure out what's happening here. There's so many different parts, so many different things, and I was thinking maybe he was murdered by a letter opener. Maybe someone stabbed him in the side and then put that the scrimshaw and the baton in as to throw us off the trail.
You would know what the letter openers look like.
I mean, I guess we can just do this, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Like, are
They're- I mean, they
are
look-
they
yes,
like
I mean,
replica
look, they
scrimshaw
are-
things?
They are made to look like scrimshaw. Yes.
And it makes a lot more sense to tie a letter opener to a baton if you're going to stab someone.
Yeah,
Makes
yeah,
the-
it makes a lot more sense than the room full of harpoons.
Eh,
I guess we can sort of
But we know then it's
define
not a
this more
crime
clearly
of
later.
not a crime of passion, since they clearly went to.
Are
for
you
work.
doing this with Cornelius around?
This
no,
would be
no,
the
no.
two of us in
Yeah,
the,
we're
in the lobby.
Oh, okay.
I think, or
Because
I don't.
he
wanna
might.
go-
Well, okay. He's
You know what?
he's a lawyer.
He's preoccupied.
Everything we're doing here feels a little extra legal, so like I don't know.
Yeah, lawyer.
I kind of like.
I mean, he's a retired finance lawyer.
Yeah, it's like,
I had something I was going to say as him if you were in front of him. That's all. Keep going.
I kind of want him to be part of it.
Fun.
Like, he
More
was like,
fun.
he was like,
It's
he was
more-
like, he was like, oh, there's something missing up. I'm like, you could be a maven like us.
Yeah.
sure, more fun that way. Let's say it. He is.
Okay.
We're all doing this with him. I've looped him in. I'm like, great, you're a maven for the evening.
I'm oddly honored. And George is like, you should be.
They've got good snacks.
And it wouldn't be the first. George, of course, has
These
been
snacks
an
don't
honor.
bark.
George, of course, has been an honorary maven for weeks.
Just like somewhere between blushing and beaming with pride. George's response to that.
Just like far and away our favorite character now. Like it is not even close to any other character in this town.
But George definitely, like, as you're pondering, is like,
I think she's probably gonna murder her.
doesn't Mercedes knows things.
She knows
good.
things,
Mercedes knows many things,
but
yes.
she doesn't know all things.
Cornelius here might also know things about the future.
You also know things, George.
So, Cornelius is kind of thinking. So your theory is, they took the letter opener, stabbed someone more discreetly, and then.
Maybe. Or maybe they...
Well, do we actually know that he was stabbed in the Scrimshaw exhibit then?
There
He
is so
bled a
much
lot
blood,
in there.
and no trail of blood leading there.
Could that have been dealt with?
It could have been, but not in the time.
Well, and there were people
I
in the
remember
lobby.
this. I remember this case. I mean, I didn't get to practice law that interesting, but I
It's come up
remember
a
this
lot-
case
come
in
up a
law
lot in
school.
corporate finance, does it?
Well, no,
Sometimes.
it was kind of an interesting one, because there was more than one perpetrator, and it's odd because, I didn't end up going into criminal law or anything, but I did have it in my brain for the rest of my life that if you're stabbed, you don't want to remove it, right? You want to keep the object in because it's once you remove the object that the blood comes out.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, same thing with shrapnel.
So we think perhaps the bespoke scrimshaw spear is
Chat clocked that, right? Okay.
is a red herring.
Potentially. And, well, we don't know. There is fake blood that you can buy. It is, but I don't know why anyone would want to stage a murder like this, especially with this all happened in presumably the scrimshaw room, but the lobby is right there.
Yeah.
So I suspect, I don't know.
When he had been in, no, I can't remember, I think in the whale room?
Yes.
Who the
Edgar and Audrey.
But moving through the lobby would have encountered almost anyone.
So this was way too dark. Could he have stabbed himself?
We did have that one, I think, as a line.
Okay, great.
Also in the side.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
More of a Jesus-y thing.
That was the spear.
And we can fun to do the reenactment.
I did say it was
Weirdly,
getting weirdly crystallized.
None of those were lines or veils, but
Okay, well.
just so far.
I
What
let's
would
go
their
talk to Herman Schwartz.
yeah, what would their motive have been? I mean, he was just a kid, right?
Well,
And for something this theatrical,
You
Well-
know, it occurs to me, if we're thinking theatrical, there is one person who's been causing a scene all night.
and that is Krish.
Mhm.
Yes. Krish. Well, because there's this thesis, and she reaches into her purse and pulls out a gigantic stack of paper.
just some light reading.
His cousin had it.
His the young man's graduate work would have posed quite a significant challenge to many of the claims made by Grumpy Schwartz over there.
It's true. And do we know whose handwriting this is? Because someone did not like this thesis very much. And I must say, I did not appreciate the argumentation. I think it could have been stronger. But some of the comments here seem to be a little bit beyond the pale in terms of their, well, they just seem a little reviewer too.
It reads like personal, like they're
Yes.
personally insulted.
I think so.
Mm.
And he was looking for a job. He never sent it, but it was in here. And maybe he was trying to get out of here. Maybe.
Oh, so you mean maybe someone was overly critical of his writing, but couldn't be bothered to help at all with editing job materials?
Yes.
That doesn't sound familiar at all. Sorry, that doesn't sound familiar at all.
Indeed. So it is beginning to sound as though this Schwartz fellow might be a suspect. There's also this encyclopedia of tattoos that I found on the way here, and it's strange because some of this thesis does reference sailor tattoos as a way of, well, again, this is where the argumentation gets a little circumstantial, but that the incidence of tattoos was somehow related to criminality, at least in those days, that's how they thought about it. I don't know. I don't necessarily buy it.
Oh, but also very particular ships, right? Like particular sailing
yes,
crews.
yes,
Indeed. And of course, there is one other element, and I don't know quite how this fits in. And Nellie will reach into her blazer and pull out the envelope because it is Cornelius we're talking to. Now, I received this letter from the National Museum Commission, marked urgent, and yet when I received it, it had been opened and the contents removed.
That's a felony.
I know. And if there's one group you do not want to get on the wrong side of, it's Auspice.
The oldest and most feared law enforcement. Something like that.
Well, it's between them and the Spanish Inquisition.
Yes, yeah. Interesting.
You'll learn to.
You don't suppose... Why would they want to be in touch with us?
Well, there are two reasons. One, they would like to give us a lot of money.
Seems
The
like-
other
I don't
would
know
be
if they'd mark that urgent.
the other would be they have just something's gone horribly wrong and they're going to shut us down.
Revoking accreditation?
Perhaps, yes.
Do you think there's something fake here?
Fake, or perhaps, I've been working on provenance for much of our collection, but there is so much left
I do
to be
appreciate a
done.
stickler.
Hmm.
No, I mean,
And
look,
no.
you work in finance law. You appreciate
no,
people that.
yeah, I was not reading this. That was
Yeah. It was more a reaction to Rosa's reaction.
so it could have. So there could be something we don't, and we've been working on repatriation, but there could be something unaccounted for. Though how others would come to that knowledge would be another question, unless they had foreknowledge of certain items in our collection.
But would explain why it went to you specifically too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so someone isn't happy with the boys' thesis.
Now, it could be that he discovered something in the thesis relating to something in our parts of our. He was using the collection as for his diaries in particular.
And the job application is particularly threatening because then what he's been working on is going to be shared with people who have more of a reputation.
Indeed.
Clearly, they're hiding something.
Well, it seems like who isn't in this town? You don't come to Brindlewood Bay because your life outside has been all peaches and cream.
No.
And we think the letter opener and the bloodied scrimshaw is all related to.
Now, it certainly appears to be Scrimshaw. It would take significant closer examination for us to determine whether a Scrimshaw or a decently crafted Scrimshaw replica letter opener.
Mm.
Is the letter opener a replica of something in the collection? Like
that would make sense.
Is kind of common in museums.
No, it's more of a general kind of like, here's some Scrimshaw.
Okay.
It's not of the filthy scrimshaw?
No.
Oh.
Doesn't seem proper for you museum.
Oh no, that was a thing.
Oh no, all of our Scrimshaw is filthy because they got really good stuff.
I see.
Yes.
Well, no, but it was also like some of it was sailors,
Yeah,
like
it's
not
like a
high
thing for
quality,
Scrimshaw.
and the sailors.
It's all dirty scrimshaw.
Yeah.
No, we wanted to keep parts of the museum child friendly.
Yeah, you got to sanitize murder and all that. That pocket knife, don't give up.
What's that?
That was found in the scrimshaw room too.
Potentially. Wait, what if?
It's interesting, right? Because someone could have used a pocket knife instead of stealing a letter opener and making this elaborate thing.
Well, what if that was Edgar's and he dropped it?
Pocket knife is remarkably difficult to kill someone with. They are not terribly sharp. The blades are not terribly long.
It would also be a mess of a pocket knife.
Yes, and it was not. It was not covered in blood.
Yeah.
You can trust me. It's very hard to kill someone with a pocket knife.
What
Can be done.
Yes, it's just tough. It's not what I would choose.
Okay, I don't know.
If I was your attorney, I would suggest not to share that information.
We are a murder mystery book club. We read a lot.
So above table,
Plausible.
I feel like it.
Go for it.
Is there a way to link this to Krish? Like, is this a gift that Krish gave to Edgar?
That would be a question, I think, for Audrey.
Ooh, and I love the idea that maybe if it's his, right? Like he is fighting to
Right,
get.
he was trying to defend himself or something.
I mean, like,
or
also.
Krish is fighting to get it back because it's like a keepsake.
But also the don't give up bit, as like, if you're writing, number one, you just need that if you're writing a dissertation.
Yeah, no, that's
number
that's
two, like, especially if he's fighting against someone, you know, to get this story out and this idea that there was something that was corrupting people in the whaling industry here.
Yeah.
And if we want to take that route even perhaps a step further, it could be that the thing that broke them up was not Edgar's obsession with whaling, but Edgar's, like, the pressure that comes with being the partner of someone who is in a, let's say, hostile relationship with their academic advisor and is still continuing that process. You know, the pressure of support under those circumstances.
It's been a really real session in a lot of ways.
It always is.
Yeah.
Is maybe the people is signifying that there were two people helping? Like, is there somebody watching and someone calling the shot?
Someone looking out for an opportune moment for the murderer to go in.
People also suggest a network of, or there's at least some way to get behind the walls and potentially move.
He has motive to prevent the museum from being closed. This is his whole deal.
If the
because the murder is going to keep the museum open and making money.
It's Brindlewood Bay.
That's true. It is a museum of murder already.
And the
Museum of Brindle.
It seems like the thesis is also pretty counter the narrative of the museum itself.
It's deeply
right?
counter the narrative.
In addition to, like, maybe.
Wait, what is?
The thesis.
Oh,
or
right.
The thesis.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what if he was?
Oh, what if they invited, like, the boyfriend was actually personally invited the ex to try to make, like, he's a patsy.
My only challenge, my only concern with this, and I absolutely see the threads. He's an idiot.
Yeah. Well, he's not.
I wouldn't go that far.
Hey.
But together they might be able to pull it off. And someone
If
was
only
trying to
that's
clean up the blood before
I
there
mean,
was even an
Who
investigation.
says anything's been pulled off?
Well, I mean, someone's dead, so they got that far.
He is an idiot, but he does like to follow orders.
Idiots follow orders. Sorry, I'm channeling George now.
Indeed. And, I mean,
I'm sure George is right
I
here.
mean, George is here. He's
Yeah,
a
George is
maven. We're not saying.
contributing.
And we're done collecting clues. It seems like we're
I
well
think we're
into-
theorizing.
I mean, if you wanted to do something, you could.
Yeah. So we're not like officially theorizing, but we're trying to figure some junk out.
It's also fast and loose. Do you want to
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at something?
Um,
Because at this point, you can also just kind of say things.
I'm just wondering if there's like. So, is the
So we're pretty convinced that the letter opener was the murder weapon at this point.
I mean, convinced is not quite how this game works, I think. We've come up with a plausible theory that could
The-
suggest it, and it may become
and the
true.
theory it becomes true.
And
when
it's
we-
no,
tied-
I'm aware.
But
of
yeah,
that.
So,
And it's
so
tied
yes,
to the
that's-
scrimshaw,
I mean,
too.
it seems like an easy way to link those
Yeah.
clues to account for both of those clues.
Yeah.
But why dress it up in this sort of?
This is the thing, right? This is the thing I'm
Ritual.
torn between, right? Which is that the grabbing a letter opener to do it feels like a heat of the moment thing, but then, janking it up like a ritual harpoony thing.
There's like an element of like theater, and there's only two reasons to do theater, right? And it's to obscure a thing, or because it's a sort of ritualistic.
But what if it's both? What if somebody
Storytelling, right?
What if somebody did this in the heat of the moment and then somebody else came through to obscure that?
Why?
But they did a bad job.
Well, you seen the law enforcement in this town?
That's true. Could it have been the sheriff?
He's not been here all night.
We have gold crown
That
mystery
is
we
not
could
an
use
alibi.
to make that the
That's
yeah.
true.
No, I hear you.
There was this one time Amanda Delacourt was in a position where she really wanted to frame the sheriff, and this is how she did it. I don't know. I was trying to figure out how
I
to trigger that.
I briefly
mean-
considered using it to bring you to a coffin back.
I mean, I'm not considering using the Amanda Delacourt move to. The
It's-
sheriff was
It's
was
also-
making the phone calls to his deputies from inside the walls.
Okay, what about the other way? What if this was supposed to be a ritualized killing and it just didn't go quite right?
What if we interrupted it halfway through by coming into the scrimshaw room?
Well, there were nobody else in there.
There's no other way. Well, maybe, but we've already established that there is some way to move behind at least one of the walls.
Mm,
Because
There's at least one secret passage.
because the people
because the
does
people
not
doesn't
lead
like
into the
it.
staff.
You
The
have
people
to
does
get
not
able to
lead
get
into the
behind.
staff area.
yep.
What if it was a Nazi ghost?
What if it was supposed to be this harpoon made from this specific scrimshaw, this specific rod, but it wasn't actually going to do it? So they had to grab the letter opener and then set up the ritualized scene.
Like even if the letter opener isn't right, the rod is,
What if,
is
or
quite
what if the
specific.
letter opener is just whoever decided to open this? I don't know. And maybe
Mm.
you find the letter opener on the person and you realize, I don't know.
Mm.
You could tie the letter opener in a different way, I guess. Is what
Yeah,
I'm
then we could
suggesting.
do that.
You also could just not tie that one in. You don't get to count it, but I should explain. You get the points if you explain away the clue, even if it's not tied to the mystery,
oh,
right?
Okay.
And you can't just be like, this was a red herring. Like, you have to, you know what I mean? You have to do
Yeah,
something
yeah.
with it. But as long as it's accounted for.
And the indent in the carpet would account for a second person being there and watching while someone stabbed him. Because the indent in the
That's
carpet
true.
was a few feet from the body.
Yeah. Okay.
And it would like be someone who stood still for quite a while.
Yeah.
Um,
So, that's great.
Or maybe the letter opener is developed from something from the museum that
could be.
is the thing that triggered the letter, you know? So you got to get it, all of the merchandise off the shelf.
Oh, I had a thought. Right? What if the letter opener is designed after something from the museum and it's now in the case where that thing was?
Oh.
in Scrimshaw.
I like that. Swapsies.
Yeah. That
That
makes
feels
sense.
very.
That's good.
Because like, what if the plan was then to remove, like, not to actually leave the Scrimshaw spear in there, but to remove it, but
They
Okay.
might
they
need the
still
blood for
needed to
things.
use the Scrimshaw.
So if that is the case, and I really like that, I feel like that has to point towards
The sheriff.
it has to point towards Wyman because he has a skeleton key to every door in the town and every cabin. No, I think it is leaning
he
more
actually
towards.
doesn't have the museum blocks changed.
Y'all have so many people you want to frame. It's amazing.
No, it's really just the two.
I think it is
Yeah.
sort of pointing towards George Pollard because he would be able to make that swap. So he's involved.
I think there is I mean, much of the narrative of the museum and the history of Brindlewood Bay's whaling that is known is a direct result of Herman Schwartz's work. That is how he made his career. That is why people come here to study this stuff. That's how they can somehow justify a somewhat extremely sketchy graduate program. I think I think any threat to, I think you're right in saying that any threat to his work is a threat to the museum.
George Pollard and Schwartz matching tattoos.
Oh, okay.
It was of a woman giving birth to a ship.
Yes, it is, which is of occult significance.
Sure.
Is there an entry in the Rosa, is there an entry in that encyclopedia for the Deep Reaver?
You know, there is. And it's been marked for some reason.
Hmm.
And it is a woman giving birth to a ship.
No. It's a void giving birth to a ship with a robed person standing next to them.
Hmm. It would, and it looks remarkably like an eye. It would.
So they have two creepy ass eldritch tattoos, matching ones.
Yeah, huge back pieces.
Yeah. Which I'm pretty sure Eudora and What's Her Bucket also have.
That would explain a lot.
They're
So they're cult buddies,
Sure.
or at least
and whaling buddies. I mean, like it can
Yeah.
be both.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe
¿Por qué no los dos?
bueno, sí, but maybe they think that they're a cult, but they're not the actual cult that's doing all the creepy shit.
I would suggest yes for Pollard.
Maybe they're
perhaps
trying to
not
resurrect the
Perhaps
cult.
not for Schwartz.
Ah.
Pollard is a patsy, I think, in all of them. Not a
Yeah.
patsy, but like he's there to do
The
what he's
lowest
told.
level goon.
And
Yeah, and he is. I think Pollard's an outsider too that was hired in. We had decided,
to the museum, yeah.
but like outsider for Brindlewood Bay.
Yeah.
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 Whereas-
They recruited to be.
Whereas
fall guy
Professor
if they
Schwartz is the
needed it.
local, which is
Yeah.
part of the.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
he has
yeah,
just a
he's
cute little.
definitely in the
He
cult.
has a cute little foot tattoo then, as opposed to the full size back piece that Schwartz has,
Yeah,
He did it himself.
yeah. We love a little stick and poke.
with a Scrimshaw letter over
So,
from
okay,
the
so-
gift shop.
So we've accounted for the pocket knife.
Let's just do it.
We've accounted for the indent in the carpet. This because there was, accomplices. This was Edgar's that he lost in the struggle. The thesis and the job application are part of this
They
thing
were
to do.
so the thesis was part of an ongoing thing. The job application was the like final straw that led them to do it now.
Okay, I see. Oh, right, because he was going to try.
Oh, that and the envelope, right? Those two
Right.
things in
Okay.
combination.
Yep. mhm.
Because that would explain maybe they like had heard some inklings of trouble and then heard about some information coming from the National Museum Committee that led them to steal my mail,
Yeah, and so, but the
which is the worst crime in this
encyclopedia
entire mystery.
is also linked to the weird cult tattoos.
Such a six.
I think Edgar. I think the encyclopedia was Edgar's
Could be.
because it would again make sense. Maybe he was sort of onto them a little bit.
Yeah, and I found it in the
Maybe they
street,
just
right?
stole the letter opener to open the letter.
But also, I mean, like he could have like
No, they stole the
some of
letter
the
opener to
thesis could
replace
have
the
been like
screenshot.
Yeah.
Sure,
No, I
sure,
know.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
joking.
former whalers were getting this tattoo.
I mean, maybe some of his thesis had to do with the Deep Reaver, and it's maybe it was
Well,
even. It
But
was
we had established he was looking at
yeah.
the
Yep.
Deep Reaver.
I think it
and
almost-
But like maybe
certainly
it was even like a
must.
statistical outlier in terms of the instances of like violence and
Yeah.
and things that came out of it.
Yeah, there's a whole chapter
This
about
was
that
the
dude who got away
spiders-
with murdering
this was
all the
the
ladies
spiders
in
Georg of,
1692.
So the Spiders Georg of whaling ships. That's for all our Tumblrites in the audience.
I was on Tumblr in 2014.
There you go.
Right, so these two are accounted for. We have accounted for the peephole because of the dual thing. And then, yeah,
That's how they managed to get it away, because
Yeah.
like, otherwise there was only a single entrance and exit.
Yeah.
Forever.
And so then that letter opener was a replacement, the thing they were going to murder him with, which was the bloodied scrimshaw in the wound. So that is all of those, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay,
And it wouldn't
that's
surprise me if that
9.
scrimshaw piece
Yep.
came from the Deep Reaver as well.
Okay, so y'all are gonna theorize. Do the theorize roll. You get to add 2 to it because it's 9 minus the complexity, which is 7.
Who's going to do it?
Is there any way to gold crown?
We can do
Nope.
No, but we can increase it if we all take a crown. I
You
believe,
you
right?
can all put on like
We
a
all-
crown if you need to increase it.
You want me to do it?
Go for it.
Yeah.
You said we're adding what to it too?
Yep.
I rolled like you guys.
Okay.
What'd you get?
7.
Yeah.
Okay, a 7 it's a correct solution,
But
but I will add a complication.
Okay, and then we will decide what we want to do about it. If we want
So,
to.
I mean, the way it's written is it's the correct solution, but the keeper will either add an unwelcome complication to the solution itself or present a complicated or dangerous opportunity to take down the culprit or save the day.
Okay. But we get to decide after if we want to put on a crown.
Yep,
Okay.
because then we can back up and...
okay.
Let's rock and roll.
Okay. How do y'all do the accusation? Like, what's the... Y'all are piecing this together in the gift shop. Are you exiting through the gift shop?
Hey. You actually weirdly can't. Yeah.
It's just a
There's just the one entrance
it's
to the
just a
museum.
newspaper
I think.
closet.
Are we Hercule Poiroting, gathering everybody into the lobby with the direct detectives?
Hold on. Yes, because okay, here's what I would like to do. I would like us to do that, go through the whole thing accusing Pollard, right? And then it doesn't quite add up because he's a bumbling fool. And then we'll say something like, and that really is how it was done. And I'll sort of turn to walk away. And then I'll turn back and like, well, there was just one more thing. Of course, he could not have done it alone. Because there was one other person that stood to gain from all of this. And this is me invoking my Frank Columbo Maven move. One other person who stood who was really under threat. Unfortunately, the actual mechanics really only deals with the meddling move, but I thought it would be fun to do it anyway.
Yeah, go for it.
Because of course the museum's narrative, reputation, the story of Brindlewood Bay's whaling is all the result of the work of Professor Schwartz.
Gasps.
Yeah, the extremely angry-looking, grumpy guy.
Mhm.
Definitely couldn't. Whose entire narrative stood to be undone by the work. You know, his prose was not great, but the research was at least.
The archival research was very good. It was not the argumentation needed.
He had yes, of young, poor Edgar.
Nellie, once again, darling, I think you're getting a little bit too caught up in your bleeding heart crusades
Sorry,
and
to be
not
clear,
thinking
who
with
is
your
this?
head. This is the guy you're accusing, the professor.
Schwartzy.
Professor Schwartz. Why on earth would they believe you? You're always trying to give things back to people. We can't even keep the treasures in the museum our ancestors have held for generations. You're so worried about the feelings of these whales that have been dead for a long time. What do
Darling,
they care about their
I'm
bones?
worried about the feelings of the indigenous peoples you are exploiting by maintaining, by holding on to their property. But more importantly,
Dead? I don't know.
yes, there are many alive whales.
There's some left.
Well, but also the skeletons. Anyway.
Well, he's, he's
Continue.
We of course have.
We are exploiting these people. I mean, it's capitalism and civilization, dear.
No, we can circle back to your white supremacy later.
So you're repeating yourself, of course.
Says she, yeah, she says he says in a room full of mostly people of color.
Yeah. Love this about Brindlewood Bay.
And we see
Schwartz are so boring.
Well, of course,
Sam
but-
is gonna like hold up a hand to give you a high five.
and of course we but of course we have now the problem with you, Professor Schwartz, is that is your desperate need to be correct. The need that couldn't even that stood in the way of your duty to support your own students. And I will gesture to the copy of the thesis marked up in the professor's copy edits.
Your evidence is that the young Edgar was not particularly ready to defend his dissertation?
And I'll turn to one of the comments that Rosa had pointed out that is not at all about the argumentation, but reads something like highlights sort of brackets a paragraph and reads and says, and this I find personally insulting.
I mean, kind of is. That was my great-grandfather he was talking about.
And yet the documentation, the citations he provides, none of that paragraph is young Edgar. That is all direct quotations from your grandfather's diaries.
It was a different time.
God, I hate this guy so much. At this point,
Now-
Rosa stage
now-
whispers to Lee, "You didn't want a lot of recommendation from this guy anyway."
We'll get one from Dr. Beck.
Because, well, if there's one thing that I learned from my ancestors, it's that sometimes might makes right. He's going to pull out a revolver from his coat and point it at George Miller. Mr. Pollard, I think it's time we make an exit.
Well, if there's one thing I learned from, well, not my ancestors, but a cousin I had in the circus, it's how to throw a harpoon.
Are you throwing a harpoon at him?
Yeah, I am.
Amazing.
No, I mean, if he runs, I'll just reach into the harpoon case.
Yeah, sure.
And grab one.
I love it. Definitely night move. What's the worst that could happen?
I mean, the worst that could happen is he shoots me.
Gonna up it. The worst that could happen is you miss and you hit somebody else.
Is that really that bad? Should probably not do this then.
Do I
Depends
need
on
to?
him.
No, to be fair, I get to narrate things, and if everything went really badly, I narrate a thing, and then y'all can respond in ways that can undo that thing, right?
I like that you were going to throw a harpoon. I was going to channel my
Yeah, we've wanted to throw harpoons since the beginning.
Yeah.
Like,
I was in the
y'all still have the gold crown. Y'all have things.
I played Starbuck in the Spanish translation miniseries of.
That's right. We did establish that last time.
Go for it. Come on, you can do it. Let's go. Throw the harpoon.
You only have a few crowns. It's fine.
Yeah,
And I
I'll
said
put on,
someone.
I'll put on.
It could
Can
be
I, can I
different.
put on like 4 crowns if I miss?
I mean, you only need 2.
Let's
Worst
find
case
out.
scenario, you only need 2 crowns.
All right.
Let's find out. I shouldn't be bullying you.
No, that's your job.
Egging you on.
Okay.
What am I rolling with?
I feel like this is an athletic kind of thing.
So,
Vitality.
nothing. Yeah, I am absolutely going to put on a crown.
What'd you get?
I got a 7.
A 7. I mean, it is a success. There's going to be a complication. So in this case, you line up. The professor's eyes go wide, like he's completely incredulous. You're going to throw the harpoon at him and hit him. The gun will go off, and it is going to wound George. Hits him in the leg.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I'll put on
Okay.
4 crowns. I don't give a George,
Okay. If you put on one crown, you get to describe what this looks like.
if no one else survives, George must survive.
We found our Boblin the Goblin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and you knew that the moment you made him.
Trees don't bark.
Yeah.
So yeah, which crown would you like to put on?
Yeah, I'll put on a crown of the queen
Cool. Do you want to narrate it now or later?
later.
Okay, cool. So that means now you get to narrate what happens.
Okay. So what happens is, so Nellie is going to throw that harpoon. Nellie is not aiming to injure this man because that I'm just bored of legal stuff. But instead, Nellie is aiming to
That's the reason.
no, truly, it
Yep.
just doesn't want
Yep.
the police to get involved.
That's the reason.
Because if Nellie can throw it so it pins his jacket to the wall instead, A, much more impressive.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
B, police can't give a shit about that. Yeah, so Nellie throws it and he panics and shoots. He panics and shoots, thinking it's going to hit him, and sort of flings out his jacket so the back gets caught by it and it pins him into the wall so he can't move anywhere. The bullet doesn't hit George, but it does hit the steel cable holding up the skull of that whale, which comes,
Yeah.
no,
Brilliant.
comes crashing. Actually, no. The whole whale doesn't come crashing. It's held up on much, but the whale groans and twists and seems to, for just a moment, with the groaning and the stress of this cable. I mean, it's in a different room. Just roar. You just hear this. For just a moment as he does that, and George Pollard's eyes go wide and he faints.
Amazing. With that, Sam and Brett jump into action, cuffing the two gentlemen, preparing to take them away.
It's very convenient that they basically confessed there.
Yeah.
Also, my apologies. You were right about the throwing. It was almost certainly, yes.
George Miller kind of gradually coming to, looks at you.
Pollard. George Miller's fine.
No, but that's what I'm saying. George Miller, because the gun
I
been
see.
pointing him, kind of getting his boundaries and looks at you and says, she knows things. Keep listening to her.
Always.
That tree almost barked.
But thankfully, they don't.
They don't bark. Trees don't bark.
And we'll make sure it stays that way.
The void was fed, though.
The void is always fed.
As Sam is the one that's handcuffing the professor, as Brett is kind of trying to, basically going to have to fireman carry the passed out George Pollard out of here.
You don't need to be gentle, Brett.
My mama raised a gentle kind of guy.
And yet, police. Anyway.
I'm going to be honest with you, Miss Nellie. I would love to talk to you about that sometime. This just isn't quite the right moment. But I think about it a lot.
Brett, our door is always open.
You're a good boy, Brett.
Appreciate that, ladies. And is gonna head on out with George. But as Sam is kind of wrangling the professor, and he's sort of just kind of giving up, shoulders sagging, she turns and looks at the three of you and goes, I know it's been kind of dark around here, but feels like a little bit of a rebirth cleaning up the town from this, right? Maybe there's something better on the other side.
What do you mean from this?
And then she'll just turn and take him out without answering your question. Yeah. You'll solve the mystery. Is there anything else you want to do?
I'm going to ask Nellie. So George is not going to be able to announce the raffle winner. Do you think they'll
Well, as the
mail
only,
something or
well,
put
well,
it in
as
the
the,
newsletter?
as the only member of the board left.
I mean, you and Corny.
Oh, yeah.
Cornelius.
Yes, Corny's still here.
Cornelius will settle this legal question, get out a contract, look through, and oh yeah, in the absence of the, I think we were calling him the owner, but that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Anyway,
The museum director.
yeah, in the absence of the director, it seems that an officer of the board can handle this.
Well, would you like to do the honors, Cornelius? Or would you like me?
Wait. Let's see if we give Wyman just a few more minutes in case he wants to drop by.
Do y'all want a gold crown mystery something so Wyman comes by?
I mean, I think if we're going to Gold Crown Mystery, we can do it properly, which is that he'd come by and we ensure the correct victor for that raffle. Like we can Gold Crown Mystery so that Wyman arrives just as you're announced as the raffle winner.
How do you want to?
I'm not announced.
Are y'all doing
Wyman,
anything to get him to come, or are you just assuming
He was
he'll show
called.
up?
I thought
He was
I
called, and
he was called.
He
said
did say he was
sorry,
on
I
his
thought
way.
Sam
So
Cooper.
what you're actually doing is waiting to pull the winner.
Rosa
until he
pulls the
gets here.
phone out of her pocket. She presses some things.
Tell him he's won.
Rosa,
Sheriff, yes. So you know there was some things that happened down at the museum, but good news, we solved the mystery because of course we did. Sam and Brett can tell you more about it. But good news, you also won the raffle. You should come down. Someone put your name in. Come. You must be nearby. Come. There's still champagne too.
And cheese.
Bye.
And truffles.
God damn it. Yeah, no. So he'll show up. He like is lights and sirening, for no reason, right? Just taking up space. He pulls the car up into the like across all of the accessible spots, right? Opens the door, leaves it open.
Comes in gun
Comes
drawn.
strutting in, like hands around the belt loop kind of thing, like walking in. It's like good work, deputies. I knew I trained you well.
Oh,
Trying
no,
to take
no.
credit.
Not good.
Wyman, I'm so glad you made it.
As Wyman is distracted by Mercedes, Nellie's going to call the police and say there's somebody without a handicap being parked across 3 handicap spaces.
Beautiful. Because if you call the non-emergent line, they'll probably just automatically like call a tow truck. Yep. I'm just gonna let. Do y'all want to tell us your gold crown mystery thing, or do you want to just have it? Tell us what happens.
I mean, do we need to go count mysteries?
I don't think we-
just
I-
have
How about this, dear Cornelius? Why don't I pull the winner and you get to do the joy? You have the joy of announcing.
So here's what I'll do. I never get to use my dice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll the first one if this and to determine odds or evens, and then we'll roll the second one. Effectively, if they're gonna match on that front,
Okay.
then it's him, right?
I mean, and
Because you bought
just to be,
50% of them, right?
oh,
51% of the tickets.
Okay.
at least.
So I rolled a 5 on the first. These are beautiful dice from Ribbon and Knot, by the way. We need to do dice checks again. I like doing dice checks on the stream. So rolled a 5. So odds, his name is pulled. Is a 3.
I was fully ready to take a crown
Cornelius,
chat.
Cornelius in like a nice booming voice. Actually, Chris, you want to take this?
What was his
Swineman Dalrymple.
and yes, as I told you, Sheriff.
Oh no. So do this. Do you want to do this as
Oh,
Cornelius?
I was going to have you do it as Cornelius.
Oh,
You can
yeah,
do a
yeah.
big booming baritone.
And I am pleased to announce for the winner of the Whaling Museum raffle to support the future of this wonderful and important Brindlewood Bay landmark that will now need to be deep cleaned. The winner is none other than Swineman Dalrymple.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations,
It
Chef.
could not have happened to a better person.
There will be comeuppance, and it will be swift.
And I'll look the sheriff dead in the eyes and say, indeed.
And I think you'll find, Sheriff, that well, we're going to go get in my car and leave. You might have trouble following us, and we can all get in my trusty transport.
Yeah, he's gonna linger to make sure he's seen as an authority figure again. But
That's gonna
as
be
y'all
tough.
are leaving, you see the tow truck pulling in. Awesome. Because we're short on time, let's hop just to do Stars, Wishes, Sparkles. And yeah, anybody want to go first? Chat, y'all are welcome to participate also. So Stars, things somebody else did that you want to give them props for, you enjoyed. Wishes, things you hope will happen. And then Sparkles, stuff you're proud of yourself for.
I mean, I mean, the Swineman, it paid off so
Yes.
beautifully, so perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
It was I think our primary goal the entire adventure.
Also the Starbuck reference.
Yeah, that A+.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I kind of lost my
That, I
mind.
mean, that plus that I played a forensic detective. So good.
that whole thread.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Also to you, Elizabeth, I like bringing Cornelius into the conversation was such a delightful.
Yeah, that was
Turn.
good.
It feels better to do it that way than to just hang out or like try to give you guys suggestions
Well,
out
it's
of
just
character.
nice.
I might do that more.
It's nice that when some of these folks are not a problem that we need to solve, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, very, very big star to Atlas for the whale song.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
Also to all of you for reacting in very funny ways to the whale song this time and last time. I don't know if we can give stars to Library Cat for a birthday, but
But if you're there, happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Happy birthday!
Wishes for next time, I want to pin the whole fucking cult on Eudora.
I also wish to uncover more cult members, beginning with Eudora. I also want to give a star to Nellie for throwing the harpoon.
Oh,
Which,
yes.
Yes.
That was
Absolutely
Yep.
had to happen.
Yep.
Chekhov's harpoon.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's absolutely star-worthy.
Yeah.
oh, definitely star Chris the way Rosa interacted with the cousin.
Yeah.
That was
yeah,
great.
That was really sweet.
And also the Sean, the picture, taking the picture back to the curator or back to Dr. Berko. That opened up some really cool space too.
Also, Christopher, like the quickness of remembering, you know, we saw these markings before. Remember George read them. Take them to George. See what we
That
can
was
do with
very
that.
clever.
Yeah,
That was
really
very
nice kind of
clever.
callback there.
Shame he didn't actually know what they meant.
That's all right.
Worth a shot.
Worth a shot. Some tree mice.
Also, just every phone conversation you have with the sheriff is perfect.
Yeah.
I do love that little subplot. That's fun for me.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh, and don't go to Boston, Brett.
Some sparkles.
I'm very glad I finally got to pull out my Columbo move, even if it didn't have the mechanical advantages that it would normally. Been waiting for that for a while, so.
No, that was great.
I enjoy doing a voice that I'm actually good at with this. Your chance to. Thank you for giving me Cornelius.
Yeah, I think Atlas's ears might have suffered.
Sorry.
Yeah, that opera training comes through, y'all.
Yep.
Yeah, it was great.
There.
Atlas has just informed us that they base boosted it as well.
It's hard to do sparkles when you're a keeper because the things I like the most are things I can't tell y'all I was doing. But there was a lot of improvisation this time. Y'all put me in some really tricky spots, and I liked getting through those.
I liked your hard leaning into Schwartz being just the worst.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a star to the two of you, especially, I think, for just really leaning into the academic/grad school trauma.
We needed it.
Because I really felt it in my soul.
Also, the high five from Sam. Thank you for that.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm excited about Sam. I don't know why. I wasn't attached to Sam, but now I am all of a sudden.
Sparkles.
Sparkle. I love making up a weird ritual on the spot.
Yes, that was awesome.
Yes.
almost
So,
forgot about
Oh my
that.
gosh.
Good.
pacifying a whale was that for me today.
All the things that y'all did at the because I was like, oh, we can skip this, and I looked over and you're like, we're not skipping this, and I should
Really
I should never skip it. You like y'all, it was.
I mean, the shadow in the garden is such a fun like mechanic to have to work in.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that.
Well, and it's not just like, it's one thing, it's hard enough to do that mechanic well, but y'all are also doing it in a way that's building the story and developing your characters and sometimes your relationship to each other or to NPCs.
I mentioned the whale skeleton. You got a look on your face, and I was like, bingo.
It's fun. Sometimes I'm literally saying bingo. Wish I want to mention right now. Next week, we're going to be doing our 6th Brindlewood Bay mystery, which is the Great Brindlewood Bay Bake Off. I can say that.
I'm actually kind of disappointed that they didn't just go with Bay with a Y cough.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I also thought about redoing this with a lot of marijuana, but I didn't. But we're gonna get to see Caitlin and Scott, who we haven't seen
Yay.
play in a while. Their characters are coming back. We're gonna see Babs again, and we've not seen that trio before. Also,
Justin earlier this week described Babs as something like, what was the phrase? Like on a warpath or something like that. Yeah.
it's gonna be so interesting because the other two are so chill. And Babs has changed so much since they've last encountered them that it'll be because sometimes Babs is the straight man, and it's not going to be that way, I don't think. But the other thing that's really exciting about that is that chat, y'all will be able to play. There will be a moment that you can participate if you would like in the Great Brindlewood Bay Bake Off, and we'll figure out how to have some little flair or something. The second part 2, we'll have to move that part of the competition to our Discord. So if you want to make sure to get in both parts, you should join our community Discord.
Join the Discord.
Join the Discord.
But yeah, really looking forward to that part too.
Really
And
good.
also,
Discord.
as we're unlocking more and more of the Void mystery, weirder and weirder things are going to get to happen. I love the enthusiasm y'all have for the weirdness.
I will say, I do really appreciate that your clarification about the name of the group being in the strange rooms. In my deep heart, I wish it was just in English.
Yeah,
like they just written midwives of the
Yeah.
friggin' Void
Oh, no,
on the back of their robe.
Totally what I thought it
Yeah,
was.
me too. I appreciate you clarifying that, but
I kind of might have to retcon it now.
I kind of wanted to have like real Pigeon Forge energy too.
Yes, yeah, like I wanted like little like embroidered flowers, and, like some like voids, some eyeballs.
Just because we're in this cult doesn't mean we can't have fun.
Yeah. Like some little bluebells. That's New England, right? Like,
Yeah, the
Okay.
end of all things. Is
Y'all come up with the
100%.
gold crown mystery for this, and I will give it to you.
Yeah, I also designed the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, stay tuned for that part.
Cakes.
Also, yeah, more and more stars for Atlas.
Yes.
Yes, incredible.
Any parting thoughts, y'all?
Fuck you, Dora Coffin.
Y'all are making so many enemies who like aren't even in the mysteries.
She was, and you took her away from me.
That's what it means to live. That's what it means to be in community.
I was gonna say you could have put on a crown to get her back.
We thought about it.
We did talk about it.
We did talk about it. We talked about using the Gold Crown Mysteries to get her back.
Yeah. I'm gonna get that racist old biddy.
I really am uncomfortable with how many of the clips Dakota's making where I just look like I'm a racist person and everyone's responding to it. But also, this is part of it, is I've had conversations and y'all are like, we like unloading on racist NPCs, so here we are. Also, we got through the Nazi part, and hopefully we don't have to talk about that ever again.
Or
Talk back episode?
actually, the plan I think was when we talked about demonstrating the harpoon things, and the plan was to do it on the Nazi mannequin.
Oh yeah.
But we were afraid that you would twist it and say there was actually a person in there. But so, yeah.
Which would have been
But
weird.
if a person is dressed as a Nazi for that long,
No, like somebody had knocked someone unconscious and hidden them in like you know.
Yeah, and probably would have bled a mixture of, oh god, like water, blood, and it's like seawater, blood, and squid ink.
They just do my job for me.
All right, we should probably call it that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Bye. I'm coming for
Good
you,
night,
Wyman.
folks. See you next week for some cakes and pies.
No, nothing will ever bad will ever happen.
No.
No.